Welcome to the Mindset Mirror Connection podcast. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to build an awesome home gym. You don't need to go out and spend time at the gym. It makes it so convenient when you have everything at home. So we're going to get you started and then talk about how to build your gym as time goes on. So if you're ready, listen up and lean in as we elevate your mind.
Best thing I ever did was build a home gym.
Yes, man. I mean, just going in your pajamas.
Oh my God. Legitly, like I've worked out
barefoot.
Barefoot in my undies with like my lover's shirt on. And, because you're like, whatever.
Yeah, no one cares.
No.
I will say the only thing it's not good for is filming.
Correct. It doesn't
not great for filming.
Great. Yeah. And like I have to be strategic when I film, or like if I'm going to do some reels because the air conditioning unit like kicks on.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And you're like, okay, great.
So pretty eventful weekend. I thought I was going to put Brooklyn down, as we talked about already.
Mm-hmm.
I have never cried that hard.
Dude, I know. It's so sad.
I was just like looking at her and I'm like, please don't go. And I think it worked because she had a great weekend.
You manifested.
So I'm just going to guilt her into it every day.
Yeah. Guilt her into living. Please.
Yeah. I'm like, keep living. It was, I almost vomited. That's how upset I was. Mm-hmm. But I think we're okay, So we'll make it to our quinceañera.
It's just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like this, I think because you can't communicate it, and
yes.
like they can't, like there's obviously a communication between you and the animal, but like it's not like a verbal one where they can be like, Christina, you've done so well for me. Like I have such a wonderful life and like
I'm ready to go now. She was like, nope. Yeah. Exactly the opposite of what I'm going to do, lady. I'm going to put you on an emotional roller coaster. Like, thank you, dog.
Well, I'm glad Emily helped you out, though. That was
I was going to say, Emily was amazing. She was the first person to be like, this is what it is. I Googled it and I'm like, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So it's basically ALS in a dog.
Yep.
So her spinal cord is slowly degenerating or whatever.
Why does a dog get that? Just because? Why did dogs?
It's in their DNA. She's a boxer.
Oh.
Yeah. So she has it in her DNA.
Great.
Speaking of DNA, so when my dad got cancer, for those of you guys who don't know, my dad has stage 4 cancer. He did get, he tested positive for CHEK, which is one of the like BRCA or whatever.
Oh,
CHEK is another gene. And so we all had to get our stuff tested. However, in my wonderful John Hancock Vitality, I got access to this other blood test that checks for cancer cells in your DNA.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that and see if I have cancer.
Sounds fun. Let's get really depressed at the end of the year.
Yeah. I don't think I do. So good news. I didn't even test positive for that gene.
The CHEK gene?
Yeah. I don't think any of us did.
Oh, that's good.
So Mike, are you your father? Are you my father? We got to hang out this weekend.
We did. I had an active weekend that I usually don't have a very active.
I know.
Weekend.
Tell everyone about Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide and T-Pain rocked it. I would highly encourage anybody to go and see them. Very diverse crowd. It was really interesting because we show up and I was like, oh, I didn't realize I got seats here like that are very close. But these two chicks were next to us and they were like, they were younger and they were not sober. And it was like not even starting the show yet. I was like, oh God, like, how's this going to turn out? Like we've all been there. Yeah. They pregame too hard. And then like Pitbull usually has like a DJ that plays before. And then he's got a DJ during the show. So when he goes and changes, like a DJ comes on. So the show keeps going. And so in the beginning, like even then they're like dancing all like, it reminds me of these two chicks that my cousin and I saw when we went and saw Rob Baird, who's like this American country kind of guy that where it was like, man, you're not going with the music at all. Like you're just kind of like,
yes, it's my song,
but like kind of like feeling on each other, but they weren't lesbian. And so they got too drunk, but that was fine because they ended up leaving. So then I had more room. And I was like, damn, like I would be so upset if I paid for these tickets and then got too drunk and had to leave.
Yeah.
So that was good. And then we hung out Saturday and then that was fine. And then Sunday, Michael and I went to the symphony. Yeah. But I got in an uh-oh moment. Because because he's like, where is it? I was like, it's downtown, hun. We've been there before. And he's like, I don't think I've been. And I was like, you've definitely been. Like, we've gone to the symphony before downtown. He's like, I really don't think so, but okay. And so we're driving down and he's like, we're walking up. He's like, yeah, I haven't ever fucking been here. And he's like, it must have been with your other dudes. And I was like, oh shit, it was with my other dudes. And I was like, no. And then I was like, there was 2 circumstances where I was dating, because Michael and I have been on a hiatus at several points in our relationship. And I was like, oh shit, I did bring other dudes here and it wasn't Michael.
Oopsies.
I know. I was like, whoops. And I just was like, oh no. Like, I'm not going to be like, actually, yes, it was the fuck boy and it was the other guy.
Yeah. It was the in-betweener.
Yeah.
In-betweener. Did you enjoy the symphony?
The symphony was yes, it was different than I thought it was going to be. So I had us go because they were going to do music with like the planets and have a visual show with it.
Ooh.
Thank you. Ooh, correct. So I thought, me being me, like, man, if I wasn't pregnant, I would definitely be doing something in addition to this to enhance this experience, but that's okay. So I thought the visuals were going to be a lot more psychedelic, but they weren't. So that was a little disappointing, but it was still good. We decided like it's good to go for something different. The seats weren't like super, the seats were expensive, but like similar to a cost of a dinner, you know? Okay. So it was kind of like something different to do. And I mean, it was at 2:00 on a Sunday. So
nice.
Kill some time.
Yeah. We have the season tickets to Gamage and we have a musical next 2 Thursdays from now. So I don't remember which one it is though.
Oh,
don't remember. But we moved it to Thursday we usually go on Friday nights, but I'm going to Flagstaff with some girlfriends.
Oh, that's your girlfriend trip.
Yeah, I'm excited. I saw them yesterday, went and watched football at a friend's house and I drank my LaCroix. It was great.
No alcohol?
I had a great time. Nope. I can do that.
That's good.
I have restraint. Speaking of psychedelics, I emailed this therapist. I want to do freaking mushroom therapy, ketamine. Thank you. I really want to do it.
I think you should.
I want to do it. I want to talk about it on here. I'm ready. I'm ready to just get rid of my trauma.
Did your therapist recommend this, or you just decided?
My psychiatrist recommended.
Oh,
she has the same trauma in cars, but then like I did like a whole trauma breakdown. And she goes, "Yeah, you should probably do that." She goes, "I'm actually going to diagnose you with PTSD." I'm like, valid. She's like, "Here's some anxiety meds." I'm like, "Thanks,
thank you."
I don't take them. I had the weirdest dream last night. I had a terrible dream on my anxiety meds. I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be the opposite.
Which kind did they prescribe you?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's in
I was wondering
my bathroom
if we have the same anxiety meds.
I was like, because I'm dealing with a lost file issue.
Yes,
ma'am. I hope you're listening. And it gave me so much anxiety because it's an important file. And I stayed up all night and I've already spent like $120 trying to find this freaking file. And we are currently still downloading from the actual camera to see if it'll discover it on the camera. Because I found it, but it won't. So all of the other videos, I can see a preview. This one I can't. So it's like in order to recover it, you have to upgrade, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fine. So I upgrade $89. and didn't work. And then I tried to upload it to YouTube, Vimeo. I paid for another thing to convert it from MP4 to MP whatever, MPEG. No, didn't work. Sent it to Ira. It didn't work for her. And I'm just like, damn it.
That is so annoying because you're like, I know it's there. You guys just have to let me have it.
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping doing it directly from the camera will work. It's doing it right now. Let's check, everyone. So if anyone out there is like some crazy tech person who can help with this, it still has 30 minutes of
good.
like I can see it. There it is. First look MP4. Stupido. Yeah, but I want to do some ketamine therapy. Just take a little ride. What if I'm just totally different afterwards?
That I don't that causes pause, obviously.
If I'm like, hi, I'm like zombie.
I'm just really one with the earth now. We're gonna ground. And
Yeah.
not, if you like to ground, great. But Christina's not a grounder.
I ground.
Do you ground?
I did my meditation today, ma'am.
Oh, really? You go outside and put your feet on the grass?
No, I just did a relax, lay down.
Oh, okay.
Meditation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Started off my day great, but now the anxiety's back, so I should probably do it again because of this stupid file.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else? Love is Blind. After I saw you, I binge watched that.
Oh, great. How was that?
It was great. It's a good one. They had I think the most connections of any season. Yeah. So much so that there's this guy who all he talks about is how much money he has. Gross. And that he doesn't want to meet a girl who just wants him for his money, but then chooses the girl who like wants him for his money. Ow. I hurt my shoulder today.
What's up with that psychology? If he doesn't break that down for us, like, why would you only talk about that? And then that's what you actually gravitate towards?
Because it's comfortable. It's familiar. And does he actually, the way he talks about his money and he's wearing a Rolex and he's like throwing it around and I'm just so fortunate to have all this money. And she goes, well, I've always been kept. I've always been taken care of. I like nice things. And he also was gravitated towards this other girl who is young and like from West Virginia, I believe. And like she let go of him. So it was between the two of them and she let go of him and then dated this other guy. It's so interesting. Love is Blind I think you would like it a lot because it's not like other shows. There's actual like psychology. Oh, I wouldn't say around it, but it's an experiment of can you fall in love with someone if all you have to base it on is their personality?
Okay. What's this guy's name?
Leo.
Mm-hmm. What is his? If I'm going to search him on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know.
Blind. Okay.
I'll find him later.
My other question is, and I think you just answered it, is if someone hasn't watched this before, can they just start watching it?
Yes.
Leo is not cute.
No, absolutely not.
Leo Brody. Let's look at his Insta.
Yeah. And then so long story short, they did not have him and the girl go on the next round, so they have to get engaged in order to see each other. And then they go on a trip after the pods, they call them. And they go to Mexico and like have this time together. Then they literally, because everyone is from the same city. So then they have to like come back to real life and they have 4 weeks until they get married. And there has been a lot of success stories from this. Babies, marriage, whole nine.
That seems, he's an art dealer.
Yeah,
allegedly.
We know. Everyone listening is like, yeah, we know.
Sorry,
that's all he talks about. He inherited
the
business from his family.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What did I do to oh my gosh.
What'd you do? What'd you work out today?
Well, I did upper body 2 days in a row because I was like, but yesterday was more, what was yesterday? I don't remember. It was yesterday. I did like a kneeling push press into, I don't remember. But I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't work a lot of today is more shoulders than anything else. The kneeling push press I did yesterday. Let's look. I can barely pick up my phone.
That's not
I
cute.
have my little, it hurts right.
Oh, you've got like their tendonitis thingy.
Yeah. Ugh. You guys, I'm getting too old for this shit. All right, let's see. Yesterday was okay. I did a kneeling push press into a barbell underhand deadlift to a row. I did around the worlds, but I did them with it says 6. Oh, I did it with 10-pound dumbbells. Did a dumbbell bear like beast position row into shoulder taps.
Oh.
And then I did bicep curls and a close grip tricep extension. So nothing like specific, and I wasn't very sore.
Yeah.
So I decided today I would do my upper body because my glutes still hurt from Friday. So standing dumbbell overhead press, but I did 35 pounds on each side times 6. Superman press, floor grip, close grip chest press, floor close grip chest press, overhead dumbbell march, cable leaning lateral raise, cable seated supinated lat pull down, cable lying tricep extension, seated cable bicep curl. I don't know what I did, but even putting my phone down does not feel good.
Not good.
Not good. But you know where I did it at? My home gym.
Hey, good seg.
Thank you. So so home gyms were like a big deal when COVID happened. And now I think people, they go back to the regular gym or class, but it really does make your life so much easier. Now you're probably thinking, well, I'm not going to get motivated if I'm at my home gym. I can do all of these other things. That is true.
Yep.
But we're not going to talk about that today. We have many episodes.
Find those ones that you want to find.
Yeah. Self-sabotage. Let's start there. But it's when our clients, maybe they start at the gym and then they're like, okay, I want to build this at home because they get consistent with it. They know the value of it. And so I thought, hey, let's talk about like where we would start.
Yes.
The equipment that we would invest in, and then how to kind of build it over time. Because if you're not like me, where I literally bought everything within.
Did.
Yeah.
So okay, well that's good that you bought everything because I built over time.
Yeah, we bought the cable machine, a bike, our rack, adjustable bench, and then I already had a lot of stuff. So first, and our adjustable dumbbells. So anyway, let's talk about logistics, shall we?
Yeah.
So of course we need to figure out where it goes. Where's yours at? Everyone knows, but where's yours?
Garage. Where's yours at?
Garage. In a guest room.
Right. So it could be.
Yes.
And I want to add on, it doesn't have to be like a whole gym per se. Like when you're thinking of this layout, like it doesn't have to be the whole thing. It could literally be a section of a yoga mat in your house, like in the living room.
Correct.
And that's where you can start. And that's honestly, like, I didn't always have a home gym. And that's what I kind of would do is like, just kind of collect things and then put my yoga mat. So that way it was like a visual outline of quote unquote, the gym.
Yeah. And also be thinking about this, guys. You may not even need the whole, like you said, like just a space in your house because there are going to be days you can't get to the gym, and like investing in these things are going to be great. And then you're like, wow, that was actually really easy. And now I can go spend the time I would be driving doing something else. So like keep it in mind too. Like if you're like, I don't want a home gym, like, well, do you need to work out at home sometimes? This will also be for you.
Yep.
But yes, it does not have to be a whole area. Shout out to my girl, Erin. I know you're listening. She lived in this tiny apartment in Boston and she made this shit work. Like made it work. And now she has the whole situation at home and now they're building their home gym. So
cool.
Yeah. And Nikki, she bought a Speediance machine, which is kind of like a tonal. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. But not a tonal. So we want to think about space and layout, right? Where are we going to do it? And then how comfortable is that space? Because you obviously now, like, during the summer, didn't even train people in person because it's too freaking hot in your
Correct.
garage.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, have indoor AC and a fan, so I'm never without my gym. I did take the carpet up, and by I, Mark, I did help him. And we started this process during COVID, and there was a lot of gyms closing, unfortunately. So we bought a CrossFit floor.
Yeah. So I have
to our house.
Well, in the garage for air conditioning. So this is something to consider too. Like if you are going to be in the garage and you haven't, like if you have swing climates, is to consider what you're going to need to offset that swing climate. So you were talking about you've got fan and AC. I've got a portable AC thing and it's fine, but it's still hot. But also like if you're in the winter climates where it's snowing and cold, you're going to need heat in there too.
Yeah.
So consider that. And those, like you can get, Home Depot has a bunch of stuff and I would encourage you, if you are going to get one of those, get the bigger size than you think you want to get and it's going to be more than you want to spend, but trust me, you're going to end up getting it anyways.
Did that happen to you?
Yes. Yes, it did. That's why I say that.
Yes,
it did. And Michael told me, I think you should just get the bigger one. I said, no, this one will be fine. And then 3 months later, I was like, fuck. So, flooring. So you use the CrossFit mats. I use horse stall mats, which are heavy as shit. But
really? These are heavy too.
Yeah. It's like, whoa. Like I was like, ugh. And they're like flimsy. So they're not easy to maneuver too. So yeah, the horse stall mats, I have them priced at about $37 to $55 per, depending on the thickness and the size too.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
also puzzle mats. Yeah, those are the ones you'll see. Actually, we were just at
somebody's house.
No, a store. Ross, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ross because Berkey's slipping and sliding everywhere. So we kind of have like yoga mats everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, should we get that? And they had just had it at Ross. Puzzle mats.
Yep.
Yeah. And those are pretty cost effective, $25 to $50. And I think it's like 20 little puzzle pieces.
Well, yeah, those ones I would say are easier to add on than the horse stall mats or the CrossFit gym mats.
Yeah. Too. The CrossFit, I mean, we were like razor blading and then they're taped with like black Gorilla tape. Mm-hmm. They stand the test of time, man. These things are not budging. They're just chilling. So again, you don't need all of that. You can put a yoga mat out. Mm-hmm. So just keep in mind though, let me grab something. If you're watching this on YouTube, what I do use.
I can talk while she's getting that. So the benefit, because sometimes someone's going to say like, why do you need the mat? Like you don't have to have the mat in the garage or in your house, but it just adds like an extra layer of cushion. So for example, like it definitely deadens the sound, like if you're doing a deadlift or something like that, or like a ball slam. The only thing is like if you use sliders, because that's one thing I used to use in the garage is sliders, but now I can't use sliders because it doesn't slide on the rubber.
Mine slide. Oh, I have this I bought on Amazon. It's just a kneeling pad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just for like kneeling stuff. So
it looks like a garden pad, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can even just get something like this. Say that your house doesn't have carpet, you have tile. Like you're like, oh, I don't want to put my knees on the ground. This little guy I got on Amazon Prime Day. Oh, this will post after that.
I know.
Amazon Prime Day. I have a whole list of things that I need. Yeah. So the next thing Amanda has and I don't have in mine, which is mirrors.
Oh yeah.
But she also was training people. I don't have mirrors. I do have a tripod if I want to like watch my form. I'll just record myself, but you have mirrors.
I have mirrors and I have tripod. I use a tripod for myself, but I actually use the mirrors for myself now that I say that too. So mirrors, don't get anything fancy. Target has $7 ones and it's fine. And I have gotten every single client that's walked in my garage has wondered why my mirrors make them look so good. And I'm like, well, it only costs $7. So go and get yourself one.
Go get them. Get all the mirrors.
Yep.
And you can put them side by side to make one big one. You can spread them out like you have. But it is good to check your form. Obviously, if you're working with us, you can also send us a form video, which I love. Storage is so important because after a while, you just have a bunch of shit.
Yes.
We use the closet, which has shelving, but also we have a wall racks for the foam roller and then the yoga mats. So those go on the wall. I also have a rack for my dumbbell plates on the wall. And I have a rack for my barbells on the wall. And then this is a cheap one. I have a over the door, one of those hook racks that you put like purses and stuff on. And I put my jump rope, my bands, and then Mark put a little hook rack at the bottom where I put my barbell pad for.
Okay. Yeah. See, we were lucky enough when we moved in the house. We had there was cabinets there.
Yeah.
So it's nice. You also want racks because you don't want all of your stuff out on the floor that you're using the space with.
No.
So considering that, so we'll put everything away, or I put everything away as I use it and go.
But yeah, you can we used one of the IKEA, this thing here. You can't see it right there. Yeah. We used a bookshelf and that used to hold stuff before we rearranged everything. There's a lot of things that you can use. And I just buy the little canvas boxes from the Dollar Tree.
Yep.
So easy peasy.
Easy. Keep it simple. And that's what the other thing, don't think you need to buy the expensive storage system either, because it's going to get worn and torn pretty well.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
I just have, up top, I have 3 boxes: recovery, bands and attachments, slider, push-up
thingies,
ab wheel. Music.
Yep.
I have a TV in my room. I also have a computer and an iPad and my phone. But most of the time I just throw YouTube on the TV.
Oh, really?
Listen to a pod. Yeah.
Yeah. I either do headphones or my Bluetooth speaker. If I was really badass, I'd love a speaker system, but I don't think that would go over well with neighbors. Because it's that, I want always that inch more louder. And then I walk outside of where the garage is and I'm oh crap, it's kind of loud. So you could get a cheap Bluetooth speaker, headphones, however you like to have them. Most people have headphones, so you're good there.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Up front, right? Just depending on how much you want to get at once. It can be initially pretty high if you get everything, right? But if we look at the time we were at Lifetime and it was $250 a month
for both
of us to go, okay. Which is now one person per month.
Really?
Yeah. F45 was $160. I didn't pay it because I coached there. I'm guessing OTF is similarly priced, and this all depends on where you live too. Because I have clients in San Francisco who pay way more than that. If we're looking at, $250 a month over the course of 2 years, this shit paid for itself.
$1,000 because I did 250 times 12, which was 3,000. So if we do 2 years, it's 6,000.
I don't even think we spent 6,000 yet.
It'd be hard.
Yeah. But, just realizing you don't have to do it all at once. You can gather a lot of the things we're going to talk about over time. You can look at your health spending plans and see if they'll cover some of the costs, which is a great idea. But this is my favorite idea. And this is what I do. Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp.
Yep.
We got our flooring on OfferUp. Both of our walking pads we got on OfferUp for less than 100. I think one was 100, the other was 150, and it was brand new in the box. Also, I went on Nextdoor and said, "Hey, does anyone have any this is before I had everything. Does anyone have any dumbbells that are collecting dust in their home that they'd like to get rid of?" And this lady's like, "Yeah, I have 15-pound dumbbells. I'll put them out in my front yard for you to get."
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I know. Listen, guys, sometimes you just have to ask.
Yeah.
You're going to say no? Sure. Fine. That's fine. F45, I got a lot of, I'm just looking around.
Plates are a good thing to get secondhand too, for the barbells.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Have you been to the Sports Exchange in Peoria?
No, and I want to.
That's where we got all of our stuff.
Really?
That's legit. Yeah.
I want to
But I would honestly, guys, start on these free / used places. Even Goodwill sometimes will have some. Goodwill had a 6 snowboard the other day. I was like, that's awesome.
Yep.
But I will tell you, let's just look right now. Okay. We're going to look at OfferUp. Let's see what we have. Watch me buy something.
I'll go to Facebook.
Okay. Amanda's going to go to Facebook. I'm going to go to OfferUp. So
we're going to Marketplace. What are we looking at?
Workout equipment.
Okay. Equipment.
Okay. So we have, this person is selling, CrossFit, everything you need.
Oh.
They have Olympic barbells, bed balls, bumper plates.
Here's a weight set with squat rack is $250.
Oh, amazing.
The thing is you have to not be bougie about what you're going to get on here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do find a good find, but I mean, you got to think most of the people haven't touched this equipment in years. They like bought it. So here's a Valor fitness rack with lat pull down for $200. Like,
nice.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. Adjustable dumbbells. I don't know what max weight. Oh, we'll talk about which adjustable dumbbells you should get of the weight. Yes. Thick rubber gym matting, $30. I'm assuming that's 30 per. So yeah, there is a ton of options here. But
the dip rack, $50.
Yeah. Like you don't need the like newest stuff, because even for me, like when I started getting stuff, I would get what I need. And then you kind of learn like, oh, maybe. So like some people don't like the rubber dumbbells at the end. Some people like the straight metal, right? So, okay, great. Then get that. Benches, there's a lot to learn from. Like, do you want an incline decline bench? Do you want a bench that has attachments? Or do you just want like a straight bench? And there's pros and cons to each of that too.
Yeah. So. God, this is a lot of money. It's $2,700, but I don't even know what's involved in this thing. It has a cable machine, a Smith machine.
Oh.
Does it explain it? Let's see. So dual adjustable functional trainer, weight stack, 155 pounds, plate loaded Smith machine, plate loaded chest fly, plate loaded chest press, landmine with attachment, plate loaded and selectorized low row, squat and leg press, pull-up bar. Attachments include squat plate, J-hook spotter arms, lat pull-down thigh pads, dip bars, 2 single handles, weight locks, tricep rope, landmine handle, neck foam roll, lat pull-down bar, straight bar.
Jesus.
$2,700.
See, that's where it's like, okay, or do you just cough up the money and buy that as opposed to acquiring that over time? But that's also, you have to, this is something like in the beginning, you have to be honest. Like if going to the gym gets your ass in the gym, then keep going to the gym. But if you're like, no, I am going to be dedicated to work out at home, whether it's all the time or sometimes, like then consider it. Yeah.
And the one thing that most of our clients end up getting is adjustable dumbbells.
Yes. That's
now I will say, yes, I will say they are a little bit lunky, right? I have the Bowflex style, but it's just that Sports Fitness Exchange in Peoria. It's their like brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're a little bit lunky. Some of my clients have the boxy ones that look like a big box.
Yeah.
Which ones do you have?
I've got the Nuobell, Nuobell. They're just big and bulky. That's my biggest complaint about all of them, but they kind of have to be.
Yeah. Mine go up to 90 pounds each.
Mine go up to 80. So
nice.
Yeah. And I would recommend like when you're going to get adjustable dumbbells, get the ones that go up to 80 or 90 pounds. Don't get the ones that go up to 50, because you will, if you're doing like a sumo squat with them, you've used 50 and now you can't go any higher.
Right. Now you're only 100 pounds and you're like, wah, wah, wah. But this is our recommendation. They come with a tower. If you want them, you can also just put them on the ground in their cradle. They do not take up a lot of space. And you think about dumbbells, like if you're going to get 80 pounds of like actual hand dumbbells, where are you going to put that shit? You're going to get the dumbbell rack and like have like a hotel gym at your house? No, just get the adjustables. Yes, they are. The ones that we bought were $650.
Yeah.
For the I think 90 pounds.
Yeah. I think mine were 600 to 800 if I remember. I'll look.
But again, a lot of places when you buy a dumbbell, they charge $1 per pound.
I think
so
it's up to $2 per pound now.
Really?
Swear.
Well, Facebook Marketplace, they're charging $1 per pound, but a set of 30-pound dumbbells is $60 gross. I would spend an additional like $30 and get an adjustable kettlebell, which we did not put on here. But I have actually, see, this is why watching YouTube is good, because this guy I actually got from Dick's Sporting Good. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just take these things out. So if you guys aren't watching, it's a metal dumbbell. The dumbbell by itself, this weighs like 15 pounds. And then you can turn it and take the top off. And then there's these little like plastic plates. And then you just put in whatever plates you want. You can make this super heavy. I love this thing. And it was cheap. I want to say it was like $60 or something.
That's nice, because I have a 15, 20, a 35, and a 50, and it's like, okay, I'd like some between, but
yeah. I also have the Bowflex one that I got on like Black Friday, but it only goes up to 45. I have a funny story about this adjustable one from Dick's. I had to buy it at Scottsdale Fashion Square, and for some reason I don't remember where Dick's was, so I just like parked. I had to
no.
like to the other side of Scottsdale Fashion Square. Guys, this is a huge mall here in Arizona. And I was just like, well, at least I can do that, because I just did a farmer's carry across the mall. So good. The other really cost-effective, and I don't care if you have all the nice things in your gym, you'll still want resistance bands because they're wonderful to travel with. You can get a variety of different resistance bands from Amazon. We do not have anymore the ones with handles. I left them at an in-home client's house and just was like, here, you can keep these.
Really?
But I have the ones without handles, the big loop ones. So like the ones that would be like for assisted pull-ups, but I can do a lot with those. But again, I can just throw a couple of those in my suitcase and have a wonderful, wonderful workout. And the nice thing about them too is you can, if you work your way up to the red band, which is the thickest, and you're feeling like that's not enough, you just throw another band around and now you double up the bands and you're just like, I can't stand up.
Well, and there's different kinds. So you talked about the loop bands, the handle bands, and then there's like the mini bands too. And so like the ones I get,
thick booty bands.
The thick booty bands. Yeah. So, and the ones I get with the handle, they're on Amazon for like $20. And I use them a lot and they've lasted quite some time. I'm on my second set now. Go ahead.
If you go back to my posts from COVID, like I do mainly band workouts, but I had bought the Body Pump at home system. So I had like a mini barbell. So what I would do is I would use, so the bands from Amazon have a door anchor. So you close the door and then the bands would come down and they'd be the ones with the handles. And then I put the barbell between the handles and then I made my own little situation.
Lat pull down.
Yep. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. But again, so the larger bands, whether they're handles or just the loop, those are going to have more resistance. Your mini bands that are not the thick ones, those are good for mobility. They're good to add a little bit more tension resistance in like a squat. I've actually created full-blown workouts with those things. And then I have 4Core. I highly recommend 4KOR for their thick bands, which are like the booty bands. I've had that same band since 2020. Really? Not even shitting you. The same band. And it is, I don't know how they stay in business, to be honest with you, because the quality is so great, but they get props for me. So 4Core. Absolutely. Do it to it.
Yep.
The next piece of equipment, go ahead.
I was going to say, next is bench. This is where I'm like, you have to get an adjustable. Do not cheap out and just get a flat bench, because you will. It's big difference. But it's one of those things, like you will need the adjustable part at some point for an incline, just to mix things up too, especially if you're going to be doing this long term. You can take the flat bench and put it at an incline, but it does get really sketchy. Like, cause you're putting it like on boxes and stuff. So again, now you're going to have to buy equipment to do that. So yeah, I would
Mhm.
just get the adjustable bench. I think I got one on Amazon for like $90 one time, but then the adjustable bench I have now is a little bit more upgraded because it's got a leg extension
Yeah.
attachment, and then it's got a preacher curl attachment. So
Oh,
again,
that's nice.
yeah, it's really nice. And so because I can do leg curls or quad, whatever extension, leg extension, and then preachers.
I want to say something about the adjustable bench and
Uh-huh.
why it's important. Um, we have to realize, guys, like the lengthening, so stretching of the muscle and contracting of the muscle. That is how we, build muscle. So when we're at an incline or we're, even just using the bench, it extends our range of motion. Whereas I was doing yesterday, as I mentioned, close grip floor press, but I was in
Mhm.
a glute bridge, which gave me a little bit of a different approach to them or a different range of motion. But, I'm hitting the ground at a certain point. So this gives you a little bit more of that range of motion to really feel that stretch in the muscle. And then you're going to contract on the way up. I'm thinking like a chest press.
Mhm.
So that's why you want something like that. It just, again, helps with, really, again, just increasing range of motion.
Yep.
So good.
Would adjust
The
that.
next, so I traveled, as you guys know, for 2 months, and then I had traveled for 16 months prior to that. Now, again, I have my John Hancock Vitality where I can go to a gym in any place for $28. They've changed it since we've talked about it last. Now you can only do
Really?
one gym, and then
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
kind of
yeah,
BS.
and then it's like $5 more to go to a new, if you want two gyms, so now you're
Oh,
paying
come on.
$50, blah, blah, blah.
Subscription shit pisses me
I
off.
know.
Well, I can talk about that on our next podcast because
Yes. Okay.
go ahead.
So I brought my TRX and I actually had, I have a lot of videos with my TRX outside. That's what I love about it is you can hook it. Like I went to University of Tulsa track and I just did a whole workout there. I've gone to parks and just done workouts with my TRX. Obviously you can use it just in a door.
Mhm.
I love planning TRX workouts for clients. I had a client who just moved and she made sure she like kept her TRX out. She's like, I'm freaking sore. And this is a woman who does like badass workouts at the gym. I'm like, I know, man. Don't shit on a TRX.
You know,
But it's basically, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's undervalued because my mom did the same thing. Like she'd been doing dumbbells and barbell stuff, and then I was like, "Let's do this," and she was like, "Okay," and then she's like, "Oh, I'm kind of sore." I was like, "Yeah," because it's a lot of stability in your body
Mhm.
that you're not
Yep.
used to. Like you're used to the momentum of a barbell or a dumbbell moving. Well, this you can't like use momentum, else you like it slacks on you.
Mhm. And the nice thing about the TRX is like your position of your feet
Mm-hmm.
will determine if it's a regression or progression or like easier or harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically parachute material with clips, and you can kind of adjust the height. And I have one client, I mean, we do everything on it. We do pull-ups, chin-ups,
Yeah.
hamstring curls. I had her doing handstands with it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was nuts. She's like, I
well,
love those.
that's another thing that you don't need a labeled one for. Like there's TRX the brand, but you can also get an off cost one or an
Mhm.
off market. What does that mean? Off
Off
brand?
brand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
An off brand one. And so I mean they range anywhere from 70 to $130. Um and it's not like if you get the TRX, you can't get adjustable dumbbells. It's more so what are you going to do and then what changes that stimulus. So maybe for 12 weeks, you're like, okay, I'm going to get adjustable dumbbells, use that. And then once I change my programming, maybe I'll look at a TRX programming. And that's when I'll then invest in a TRX too. So that's something to
Yeah.
talk about of like your financial considerations along the way.
Absolutely. The other thing again is it comes in a little bag and you can just throw it in your suitcase and it is wonderful. I'm telling you guys, go to the gym, put your hands on that thing, do some inverted rows.
Oof.
Get out of here. Do some inverted rows and put your feet on something. Yeah. You'll be like,
Yes.
I can't do
way,
that.
yeah.
I can't do it. I can do a chin up off the ground, which makes me happy.
Ooh.
Still can do it. Maybe not today because my shoulder.
Mhm.
Other thing people love is like a pull-up bar for the doorway. Those are very inexpensive. You can do pull-ups, chin-ups. You can't do dips on those. Can you? No.
No.
Unless you like jump up there.
Yeah. You can use it like as a lat pull down too if you don't have a anchor part. Row, a high to low row.
Yep. And then a like box step stool. Another thing I like is those upholstered storage boxes. So they're for the living room.
Okay.
I, again, during COVID, just made the stuff I already have work for me. So it's just like a leather box that turns over. If you turn the top over, it has like a little tray.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few of those. I have like a storage bin that I turned into a bench. So it was a longer storage bin. So I turned that into a bench, obviously not adjustable. And one of those boxes I used as my step up. But I currently have like the red metal box. And then I have a 30-inch box that, you know, depending on how you move it, can go 24 and then 20 inches in height as well.
Yeah, I just use a step stool, which pros and cons, like I definitely could use some more range of motion on it, but also I'm not doing step ups a lot. So if I was doing step ups a lot, I'd try and get something taller.
Yeah. And then lastly, a foam roller, and not just for obvious reasons. You can create a hack squat on a wall with the foam roller. You can use a foam roller for a hamstring curl, right? Our foam roller is like thick. She's thick. You can use it for a lot of reasons beyond just like getting the knots out of your body. I shouldn't say getting the knots, but applying pressure.
I threw that in the recommended primary equipment category just because they're relatively cheap. Again, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, usually like maybe 10 to 15 bucks. They feel good for recovery. Because again, even if you have a home gym, that doesn't mean we work out every day, but it does mean you can go in there and work on mobility and recovery. And that's a great tool for it too.
Yeah. One thing we didn't add here that is super inexpensive is sliders. You talked about it, but yeah, sliders are really nice. So they're literally like furniture sliders, guys, or maybe less than $10. Put a slider behind your foot and do a lunge. Put them under your heels. Take your feet out. Ouch. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. So those are our primary equipment. Let's talk about secondary.
This is what I would call when you're ready to level up. This is what I would say.
Level up.
And not so much that you can't level up, but more so of like, oh, I've actually been consistent in the gym. I'm ready to kind of like, or in the garage or in the home or whatever. I'm ready to invest in more equipment because this equipment tends to not be so as easily accessible or put together, right? It does take some extra forethought and money and time.
And fucking, I'm looking at my rack, and
I'm thinking of my rack too. Thank God for Michael, because I was like, I'm not doing this.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, I guess I am. I'm like, correct. Like,
well, I've got like wood.
You like wood bracing,
the anchor, wood bracing with these huge, like, I don't even know what's up there. And then he painted it. Good job, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
So the first thing, if you couldn't tell, is a squat rack. Now, there's a lot of different squat racks. Ours actually, if we wanted to, we can put it up against the wall. We've never done that, but it is, what's the word?
Folds.
It folds. Is that the word I want?
It is good for storage and compacting because it does
fold up against the wall, so it's a little bit out of the way, which is nice. My one is GetRx is the brand.
Oh, you know what? I think I had some stuff from them.
Yeah. So there's different types, and again, depending on your space. So say that you are in the garage and you need to park your car when you're not working out, you would want to get one that folds up against the wall for sure. Some of the accessories that I like. So mine has a pull-up bar. It has safety bars. So a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to lift at home. I don't want to go so heavy because I'm like, well, you have safety bars for a reason. So use them. That's what they're there for. So if you want to squat and you're squatting a bit heavy and you need to like get out of there, you can just bail on those safety bars or just bail off the back. My favorite attachment is my tricep dip bars.
Same.
I love them. I love them. So basically you have to have, for mine, you have to have the safety bars, and then you put the little, they're literally metal bars with a little key at the end, and you stick them in the holes of the safety bars, and then you have tricep dip machine.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what yours is?
I have the Titan rack, which I like their equipment. I've got the what's it called? It's called a horn for the tricep dips.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that. I need to order some safety bars. Like I wanted to, and then I didn't because they were on back order. And then now I think about it, I'm like, I could have just had them by now if I
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
I love that. It makes you feel such a badass.
Yes. Well, and then I would say most squat racks will come with a pull-up bar. However, the ones that don't are the post. And I don't recommend the post. So like what I mean by that is they're individual posts, and then you can move it around the gym. But those seem to be very, very flimsy.
Yes.
So I don't recommend those. And then even the ones that have the post and then the one pull-up bar, again, kind of flimsy. You don't have to. So yours isn't bolted into the ground, right?
No, but it's bolted into the wall.
Into the wall. Yeah. So, and mine isn't bolted into the ground either. So you'll see that too, of like, there's options for bolting into the ground. And that's more so that's going to be like in your actual gyms that they have that. And that's probably more for safety concerns, but there are ones that don't have to be bolted. So that's easy. Your biggest pain in the butt for this is honestly going to be putting it together. Like,
yeah,
that's, yeah.
Because for Mark, he was like, this one has to be so precise because it does fold into the wall.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So, but again, never use it. The thing about the rack is, I personally think the thing that gets the most expensive is, obviously you need a barbell. So there's different size barbells. If you guys didn't know that, I have a 45 and a 25, and then I have like a little, probably 10-pound one. Oh, you know what I didn't talk about is, our adjustable dumbbells broke.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So that's one thing we need to talk about. So we ended up just getting, let me grab it.
The old school ones. So she ended up getting the old school ones because on adjustable dumbbells, you rotate to add weight. But then she ended up getting the ones where you literally manually add weight.
Yeah.
With
so
plates.
This is great because, now I'm going to talk about why I brought this up now, because the plates are where things get really expensive for your barbell rack. So the rack is there. You need your barbell. Then you need your bumper plates.
Yes.
And bumper plates go anywhere from 5 to 45 pounds. Did they go higher than 45?
Bumper
55?
plates?
Yeah.
I think they do go up to 55.
I think so too. I have 10s, 15s, 25s, 35s, 45s. Yeah. But the problem with this particular adjustable dumbbell is this is much smaller. The circumference, the width, I guess you would say, is much smaller than the bumper plate. The bumper plate would be like knocking all over. So then we had to buy additional plates with a smaller hole than for this little deal. I think all together, because we have 4 5 pounds, 4 2.5, 4 10s, and 4 12.5 for this type of adjustable dumbbell. And then I have a tree that I got from Amazon to put them all on, which is nice. So I forgot about these. Yeah.
See? Yeah. So if you're going to get a rack, you're probably going to get a barbell. Barbells range anywhere from $56 to $300. And it honestly depends. Like there's like some that are like Olympic lifting style and some that are like more, like on the metal. I didn't really do
the grips and the size of the grip.
Yeah. So I've got a 15-pound bar and then 2 35s and then a 45. So the 45 is going to be what you typically have in the gym. It's a thicker grip. So that's something to consider. But honestly, like I have the 35s because I was so used to using that in CrossFit that when I got the home gym, that's what I purchased.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I have them again in regards to organization. We have a little rack that they hang into. So they're actually hanging off the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice. And then that tree. So this tree on Amazon, I'll try to find it and link it because you could technically put bumper plates on it, but the width of the branch, because I have my bumper plates on the wall, like I said. So it's like a 4 different little branches, we'll call them, off the wall. This tree has a place to put your barbell in the middle too.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. I think I got it for like $70, this thing off Amazon. I'll have to try to find it and link it because it just fits right there in the corner and I don't have plates everywhere.
Yes.
You don't want to walk into chaos.
Well, and that's the thing. So there goes your storage of where you're going to put your plates. So you talked about the tree thing that you've got. You've got the wall rack. I've got them in a shelf that they come off. I've seen
sometimes they have those like bicycle.
Yep. That's what I was thinking too. Those are nice. So you also have to consider if you're getting a barbell, you're going to need plates. So good place, Amazon Marketplace or Amazon, Facebook, and all the plate offer up. So that's something to consider. Yeah.
And I personally notice the difference between the silicone plates and metal plates.
Really?
Oh yeah.
The metal plates.
When I was in metal it lifts heavier.
Really?
1000%. Because in that gym, that old school gym I was going to in Pittsburgh, I was like, did I lose all my strength in the car? Like what the actual fuck? I have 25-pound metal plates. I guarantee you, like I did an overhead press with the 25-pound metal plates versus my 25-pound silicone plates. Like,
gross.
It's a true thing. It's a real thing.
Ugh.
So good.
You're also going to need clips too. That's the last part for the barbell.
Yes.
Get clips. Clips are like $5, $10, and you can do the metal ones or you can do the plastic clip ones.
Yeah. So that's a clip in the weight. Some people will say you don't need that. I always have them on.
You need them.
Yeah. It keeps everything together. It keeps it tight.
Yes.
For your cardio equipment, I know a lot of people have like a Peloton. I have a treadmill and I have a walking pad. So you're probably wondering, Christina, why do you have 2 walking pads? Well, I only have one now. I gave one to my mother-in-law. Because the treadmill, when I put my computer on it, is a weird angle.
Oh.
So I got the walking pad to be under my standing desk. Now, I got this treadmill at a used sporting good place. It's a Nordic Track. I think I bought it I wanted to spend less than $400 and I got it. I love it. Mark uses it all the time. He uses it for sprints a lot. I feel like you have all the equipment, all the cardio equipment.
No. Well, I'm trying to sell the bike. I got the Peloton and then I got the X-Bex.
What's the X-Bex?
That's the Airdyne one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's similar to like the CrossFit ones, but it's just a different brand. But then there's also like the Nordic bikes. The bike, like you could get a bike, rower, treadmill. It depends on what you're going to use it for. So like I ended up selling my rower because I never used it anymore. Because it's
how much did you sell it for?
I think I sold it for $300 or $500, somewhere around there.
I kind of want a rower. Mark's like, you don't need any more.
You don't. Yeah. You think you're going to use it more than you do.
Right.
And it's big. It takes up a lot of space. And so it's kind of annoying. Whereas the bikes take up less space. Treadmill, your walking pad takes up less space versus the treadmill. So it depends on what you're like. For example, maybe a walking pad is worth your investment because you're going to use that when you're working. Whereas a treadmill, like maybe you go for a run once a week. Well, are you going to walk when you work 5 days of the week or are you going to run the one time a week? It depends.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's talk about some fun stuff.
Yes.
I'm glad you put this first one down because it is my favorite.
I love
the landmine attachment.
Yes.
So there's a few different landmine attachments, and honestly, you don't even need to buy one. You could just throw it in a corner.
Yes.
But I have a landmine attachment. So you take your biggest bumper plate, and it has a little bar, like a little, what would you call it? I should go get it. But there's a little, so every bumper plate has a hole in the middle.
Uh-huh.
The landmine attachment goes in the middle of that and then has the actual landmine portion of it coming outside. So you have a little bar that goes into the plate, and then you have this attachment that comes outside of the plate. You stick your barbell in the part that's outside of the plate, and you have this awesome landmine.
I love the landmine. Yep.
I
They're relatively cheap, like $15 to $30. So if you're wanting to just change up your workout a little bit, this is a great piece to just have lying around. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's easy to put in and out. It's not like this big bulky thing. And I like to do twist with it. I like to do overhead press, like if we have some shoulder issues for clients too. They seem to really that seems to really help them. You can also do, squats with it, reverse lunges, reverse lunge press.
Squats.
So.
I have an attachment for mine because I have a cable machine. I have an attachment for my landmine for the barbell that goes over the end of the bar. And then I have, because I have a cable machine, my long bar and short bar. So then I can make it almost like a T-bar row.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
awesome.
And
that's the other thing too about the landmine is you can buy attachments for it. So I have an attachment that makes it a T-bar row too. And you can do narrow, medium, or wide grip.
The next one we want, because I've been using the weighted belt or the belt with the chain on it to do belt squats. But there's actually a belt squat attachment that I want to get, but it's a little pricey. You know, when I can just, but the freaking chain pinches me.
Yeah.
So you don't want that. What else? I guess I talked about mine. I have a cable machine. So my cable machine is not one of those big bulky ones. It's literally just up and down. It's dual sided. So it adjusts again, up or down. It has a place you actually put the plates on it. It's not where you can actually move the pin. So that was why it wasn't as expensive, because you have to add the plates to it. But then we have a rope, we have a short bar, a long bar. We have the ankle attachments, so you can do kickbacks. And then we have single just attachments as well. I love it. We were talking about the stretch earlier. I find that, I bench press. I love bench pressing, but I do find with the cables is I get more of that range of motion,
Totally.
So I could be standing and getting just a wonderful stretch in my upper body and my chest. And, that contraction just almost seems easy, but harder, if that makes any sense.
No,
it doesn't feel as tough.
Well, and I think when you have thinking of we'll do a chest fly, right? With dumbbells versus a cable machine. I feel like the cable machine provides a nice, smooth transition where dumbbells is where you're trying to get more of your body momentum, where cables help guide that motion. And there's pros and cons to both. If you only had a cable machine, it would be fine. If you only had dumbbells, it would be fine. But again, just another option. I would say if you are going to go high dollar, on a squat rack, to try and find one that already has the cable machine attached to it too. Because to get the squat rack and then try and find cables that work with it is very tricky. And that's the problem that I'm in right now, is because I'd like a cable system, but the ones for a squat rack, they're not as easy to come by for what you want.
Have you looked at the pulleys?
I have, but they get a little they can only go up to certain resistance, and then you have to buy 2 of them. And so then it's too wide from the squat rack too.
You should get this one.
I know.
It's literally, it just goes up and down. It doesn't take a lot of space.
That's part of the reason why I want to sell one of the bikes.
Gotcha.
So that way
I talked to Mark. I was like, should I buy Amanda's bike? He's like, what? You're not going to use it. Good call. You have this next one.
Yes.
The sled.
A sled. I've had different types of sleds too. So this is where this recommendation came in. So there's a sled with a metal plate that are relatively cheap. Usually that's more of a pull sled where you're going to have a rope. But also there's sleds that are metal plates, and then they have the arms that come up too that you can push or pull. And then there's the Torque, which I think some other brands have it, but it has wheels on it and it does a resistance based on, I don't even know, to be honest. I should have looked at the how they do it, the engineering of it, but it has like different resistance levels. If you live in a quiet place and you have a metal plate that's going against concrete, it's really loud. So
Yes.
and it's really annoying. So it's okay if for cost wise, I think those are usually about $60 and you can load them up with barbell plates. But if you're really wanting like to do some sled work and you enjoy it, then I would consider investing in a more expensive one. Now the Torque one that I have is $1,600, but it's really nice. It's really smooth. It's quiet. And I have a bunch of attachments for it.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, cause I got a tow rope, I've got a pulley, and then I've got like something that you put around your hips that you can work more legs with, or you can push. Yeah. So there's a lot of options for it. But again,
if I didn't have so much dog poop outside on a weekly basis, even though it's cleaned up weekly, because I have turf.
Oh yeah.
And I have a long side. I could do it on this side of the house.
Do it on that side,
but that'd be gross. Yeah, gross poopies everywhere.
So yeah, it's a sled is definitely not necessary. Again, there's a lot of limitations with it, right? Like it's not as variable as the other equipment, but if you've got the time or the space and the money for it and you're wanting to do something different, I would say if you are going into pregnancy, it's a nice option. Because like, so for example, like I can't do lunges anymore. It just hurts. So, okay, I'll push the sled. Same thing.
I love that.
Yep.
One of my favorites is my trap bar.
Ooh, yeah, I know. I didn't put that in there.
Yes,
I thought, I put the
trap bar.
Love them.
You can use that for squats, deadlifts, rows. It's just a nice little carries. Thank you. Yeah, I love my trap bar. I'm just looking around like, and I love this and I love that. I love my ab roller. Love hate.
Those are cheap too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can get one again. You can get one at Five Below.
Yeah.
For $5.
Battle ropes are fun.
Battle ropes are really fun. I do not have battle ropes.
Oh, you don't have I'm surprised you don't have a battle
Slam balls.
Slam balls are fun. Med balls are fun.
Med balls. I don't use med ball very much.
Stability
ball is nice, you guys, because again, if you are just starting out, I would get a stability ball because you can do chest press on there, you can do overhead raise on there, and it helps with stability. So you're working your core a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more range of motion than being on the ground. And again, you can get one at Five Below. If you guys don't know what Five Below is, everything's under $5 or $5 and below.
It's like the dollar store, but in reality, because the dollar store is not really a dollar store anymore.
Right. Well, in Five Below, I bought risers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like the little steps. So I have those from there. I always go there and I look whatever they have. They have yoga blocks.
Yeah.
That's nice. You can use to like put under your heels if you want to.
Yoga blocks.
Yeah. Then I have a ladder, like a one for the ground. I've never used it.
Oh, okay. I was like, why would the fuck would you have a ladder?
Yeah. No, I have a ladder for the ground. Like a agility ladder is what they're called. And then we talked about kettlebells. Kettlebells are great.
Yes.
I love a good kettlebell mobility moment. Give me some windmills. Give me some
swings,
snatches, cleans. I love it. Trying to think anything else. Oh, jump rope.
Jump rope.
You don't need a cardio machine. Just get a jump rope. So I think I've literally said everything in my gym.
We're pretty close. There are definitely some things that I haven't said, but it's more, those are more one-offs that I would say.
Yeah.
So again, you collect it with time and then you're kind of like, why do I have this still? And then you're like, well, I'll just keep it for now.
Yep. Well, speaking of time, we also have to talk about maintaining this because shit's expensive. We want to take care of it. If you have, obviously, want to clean. Caesar cleans the gym for us. Thank you, Caesar.
I should make Caesar clean my gym.
Yeah, Caesar's our guy, and I don't know his wife's name. I didn't tell
Mary
you.
Soul, I think, because I Venmo them.
Okay, so I didn't tell you guys this. We do our grocery to Walmart drop off, and they put it in our garage. They'll actually put it in your fridge. I think Mark told you that.
Yes, Mark was telling us this.
And I was like, I was not into that. So I'm like, you can put it in the garage, but they had left someone else's order, and it was I think it was a teacher. It was like 2 boxes of 48 count Pop-Tarts, 2 bags of huge marshmallows, a bunch of pudding, and 2 boxes, big pack of fruit snacks. And I was like, I mean, I'd like a Pop-Tart, like maybe one. I don't need all of them. So I said, hey, to Caesar, I'm like, you guys have kids? She's like, yeah. I was like, here. Please take this from my house.
Yes.
It was hilarious. But anyways, but we definitely want to wipe everything down, clean it off.
Mop.
If you have anything like for this, like 409 for the cable machine, just make sure it's lubed. Not 409, WD-40. That's the one. Yeah, 409 is what I clean the counters with. What else? Any sort of tightening, right? Making sure everything is nice and tight. And yeah, just clean up.
And I think going back to the resistance bands is kind of checking them every so often because after they do get frayed, and when they fray and if they snap on you, it hurts. So just throw it out to me in Mexico. Yeah, correct. It's like I would a hack for the garage gym. If you have that, get a leaf blower, and then instead of like sweeping everything out, just blow everything out.
Yeah, we use our Dyson.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yep. So that's about it for cleaning. It's not as much cleaning as you think, especially if you kind of maintain it over time.
Yeah, and I'm not dying in here, so that's nice. But then also, we've got to make it fun. You know, get some inspirational. We got Kobe Bryant behind me. I've got some stuff over there. Obviously, I've got this sign, all of this stuff. I have little sayings on, and my so where I'm pointing to is where my closet is and where everything is stored. But most of the things are stored on the floor and then above in the shelf. So there's this big space open where the clothes normally would be hanging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I have my vision boards. I have a thing that says whenever I get sad, I stop being sad and start being awesome. I have something that says go confidently in direction of your dreams and live the life you've imagined. So it's just some inspirational.
Oh, that's right. I was going to order a disco ball tomorrow too. I forgot.
For your gym?
Fuck yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I've got flags. I've got all my like training certs and when I look at them, it makes me proud. So that's always nice.
I don't have a single training cert up.
Oh, well, I put them up because I thought people would care, but it turns out people don't care either.
No, I mean, I have my degrees. That's about it.
And then I'm getting my disco ball wherever that is. And then I have like lights that can be dimmed or increased. I don't know, adjustable lights, because in the morning, it's like the last thing you want to do is turn on bright lights at 5 a.m. when you're going in your garage. But my lights also change colors. So then when it's Christmas time, I change the color in my gym.
Love that.
Festive.
I have a TV. I love it.
I would love it.
I mean, I can just like binge watch Love is Blind while we're getting a nice workout in, or I watch, Mind Pump, Files. So I used to watch the news. I don't do that anymore. So I just listen to the news. But that's it, guys. I mean, make it fun, make it your own, do it at your own pace. I know you're probably like, you guys just literally talked about everything. But remember, we're talking about recommendations, secondary, and then just like fun equipment. Yes. So you don't need all of it.
No.
I would say adjustable dumbbells, some bands, a TRX is a perfect place to start. Sure, you've got a nice yoga mat. And a stability ball. I would say stability ball.
Oh,
that. Yeah, for starter kit. Kit, depending on what you get in regards to your adjustable dumbbells, it's probably going to cost you around probably less than like $1,000. Adjustable dumbbells are going to
adjustable. Yeah, I was thinking no, it shouldn't be that much. And I was thinking the adjustable dumbbells are going to throw that off. So,
but if you do my adjustable dumbbells, the old school one, that'll cost you about $300.
If that, because you can probably find those pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then the plates, especially because they're metal plates, they usually have metal plates like that on OfferUp. So I'd go that route. You can do that. You can probably get a nice little starter kit for $300. go to Five Below, OfferUp, Facebook. Don't get a yoga mat from there. Five Below, you can get a yoga mat.
Get your yoga mat from Home Goods or TJ Maxx.
Or Ross. Yeah,
Or Ross.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Love. Cool. Anything else?
No.
Well, here's the thing. If you do get all of this equipment, you're like, I don't know where to start. Please check out our link below for our Mindset of Movement on-demand workout app. We have 4 weeks of phase training, and we have 5 different programs. We have a gym, a dumbbell only. See, we have a time crunch, which is also dumbbell only. We have a bands and body weight, and we have a core program. So you can get a wonderful workout at home at your own convenience, on demand. I mean, what else do you need?
An awesome trainer.
Yes, there's that part too. Awesome trainer will help you with not only creating programs, but we can get real creative with what you have in your house.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have everything, I'm like, hey, do you have one of those upholstered benches? Grab that, bring it into the room where you're at. We're using that today for step-ups. Or
do you have a couch?
Grab your baby.
Yeah, baby would be good. A couch for hip thrust or bench or dips.
Like absolutely. But yeah, we also have those certified personal trainers. So check out the Clarity Call links below. Give us a follow on Instagram at Mindset of Matter Coaching or fitbyamanda.az. We would love for you to share our podcast with 5 people that you care about that are females who are looking to change their perception on health and wellness. And if you like this podcast, please give it a like. And also don't forget to follow us and rate and review. And other than that, with your $7 mirror, remember this one thing.
What you say in the mind,
you see in the mirror. Bye-bye.
Bye.